Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. This edition of The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours, and who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809. At 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. And don't forget to take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today, and check us on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, your favorite podcast platform. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com. Also on Amazon and the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, makes great gift ideas 24/7, 365, not just for Christmas, but any occasion. Also, check out the Me and Molson Zia store on Amazon. Check out Missing, Once, Wrinkles, and other great books, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and a lot more. Check out the Me and Molson Zia store on Amazon. Don't forget to show your support at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also on Anchor FM/support and PayPal. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with a terrific lady who's been a college business professor for the past 11 years, also public speaker, and she's also an author of several books, and she's from Atlanta, Georgia. That's where she's speaking right now. And she's also active with the UWGA, SMU Disruptive Leadership Board, and also the Georgia CASA or CASA. She'll explain more about that. And her new book examines the perils and opportunities of online and hybrid schooling. And she'll tell you more about that. The new book is called Diary of an Online Professor. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Atlanta, Georgia, the author and also professor of the book Diary of an Online Professor, Dr. Marilyn Carroll. Dr. Marilyn, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike. Wow, awesome introduction there.
Well, thank you. You got a great book as well, too. And of course, that deserves it, too. And love to learn more about it. So,
Okay.
yes, it is. And you've been a college business professor for the past 11 years and also a public speaker. And you're from Atlanta, Georgia. You're active with the UWGA, SMU Disruptive Leadership Board, and also Georgia CASA or CASA. And your new book examines the perils and opportunities of online and hybrid schooling. You also have some other books on Amazon, which is Disruptive Leadership and adult poetry for career and personal success, reflectivity and positivity, Me, I Love You, and professional freedom in the midst of chaos, and more. And before we talk about all your great stuff, tell us how you first got started.
Oh, wow. Yes. I first got started writing books. I was in my master's program, and I hated writing. Mm-hmm. And the teacher said, you're going to have to write in this class. Undergrad, you don't have to write as much, but in grad school, you got to write a lot of papers.
Oh, yes. I remember those days. Oh, my gosh. It's like you didn't have computers. You have the internet. It's like you had a library. You had the card catalog. You've got you got to do a lot of research and
a lot of research.
And paper and a lot of thinking power.
Yes. So being a business professional at the time, working at the bank we talked about before we got started here today, SunTrust. Mm-hmm. And you don't write a lot because people don't have time to read that stuff when you're in the workplace. But anyway, I hated to write. And so the teacher said, you need to take a little time every day to do a little bit. So I started every day writing a little bit. And so the first book was Anecdotal Poetry for Career and Personal Success. And I wrote that book because many of the people that I saw coming through didn't have any idea from a career perspective what they wanted to do. And I would see them coming in from college, some great colleges, A-level schools, even Ivy League schools. Wow. And a lot of times they just didn't have it, that knowledge of where is it I want to go. So I wrote that poetry book.
Okay. That sounds amazing too. And what was that one precise moment that simply said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my career? So what was that one precise moment that simply said, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, or I have to do this?
Mike, actually, that didn't come until the pandemic. That's amazing. I know. And so I went to this thing, what I call spiritual boot camp. And so I had this moment of, I was thinking through things and I'm like, okay, things got to be put in perspective. I own this company and we were working with the film industry and we had just finished making, I'm working on Bad Boys for Life. So we worked on that movie, my company did. Oh, wow. And I was like, you know what? I got to take a break. This is a fast-paced world. So I need to take a break. I need to get into some kind of spiritual mode. I need to reconnect and then I'll come back through. So I turned down 2 contracts. that I had to work on, big contracts. And I went into my other world, back into my other world in Dallas, set up in my apartment, prayed and meditated every day and was writing every day. And the pandemic hit.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay. So many people don't know things. And I was already doing a lot of research. Anyway, I'd like to know things. I'm a learner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, you know what? I got to write this book. And this is my calling. Writing is my calling. So I would send out these quotes every day, literally every morning after prayer and meditation. Starting in March of last year when COVID started, I would write these inspirational quotes. I would do it naturally. I didn't want money for it or anything like that. You know what they say? If you find something you'll do for free, that's what you need to be doing.
Tell that to the Geico lizard. Of course, if it doesn't, if it don't feel like a job, it's what you do for a living. It's not a job.
Exactly. And so I would get so many things from people saying, thank you for sharing. That really made my day, especially during this time being locked in the house. And I would hear from students I'm working with, and I was doing various different classes. So I think at the time from June on, I had about 500-600 students that I'm working with, not all in one type of class, but some in career rebirth class, because people were thinking, you need to rethink which way you're going to go here. Others in training, others in business, others in leadership classes. So a total of about 600 students. And I said, you know what? People are not going to believe some of the stuff I'm going through here. Things they need to do. And I have been blessed to do this research over the last 4 years where I presented in China, Portugal, and other countries, this research where I'm using technology to improve education. And so I say, I'm going to try these processes that I talked about, or new systems that I talked about in the research with another research partner of mine, Dr. Carol Morgan. And I started putting into practice. And I started seeing, wow, this is awesome engagement. It really works. I didn't just talk about it, research and do it. I mean, I'm actually doing it. And it's actually working for these students. And they are enjoying it. Even though in the midst of all the challenges they're experiencing, even including death, in a situation, or family members being so ill they didn't know which way was going to be positive the next day or not, including myself getting COVID. And so it was like, okay, I made it through this without stopping one day, but I didn't have COVID like bad as other people did. However, I did have it and I was weak, but if I had not put these systems and processes in place, I don't think I could have taught my 500 and some students. So I said, you know what, Marilyn, you have got to, from this point on, I was praying and I had this epiphany. Writing and speaking is your calling.
And that's very amazing too, that you're doing as a calling as well too. And, about the book as well too, with the online learning that, are they finding out that online learning is a lot easier and more convenient than you do with the traditional classroom, or do they prefer the traditional classroom? What's been the feedback on that?
Most people prefer traditional classroom. And that's what makes make this book so important, because people needed to understand what the secret sauce is to doing online teaching. And so I provide that secret sauce in the book, the secret sauce to engaging students and having them forget about, I wish this was traditional. I wish I was in a classroom. I'm not getting my money's worth. This doesn't make sense to me. I have too much to do. And so finding that secret sauce got them through that. And many of the students came back at the end of the quarter, of both 2 quarters, because this happened over 2 quarters, and said, you know what, Dr. Carroll, this was awesome. I can see how now online can be very beneficial to me. I never would have made it through my classes if I had not been online. And I probably wouldn't have made it through if I had not been, you didn't engage us in a way that we all became like a family online, a community online. And we were working together, achieving a goal that we wouldn't have known how to do if someone had not directed us in that direction.
And also the nice part as well, too, I've had my two boys learn online too, and one of them prefers traditional and the other seems to enjoy online learning. That the fact that you can take online learning just about anywhere, like say if you have to go on a business trip with your mom or dad or somebody, or like to the other side of the state, the other side of the country, or even like out of the country or whatever.
Exactly.
It's great to do that. But then there's also another thing which I noticed is that there's concern by here with people about cheating and everything like that. It's like how does it get reduced or detected when it comes to trying to catch students cheating online?
I'm gonna say this, Mike. Students have been cheating even in traditional classrooms since the beginning of time when there was a classroom. So you're not going to keep people from cheating. They're going to cheat, but you can punish them for cheating. And that brings me to technology now is so advanced that when somebody types something to me, I can tell when I pull up the technology that I use, it tells me where that came from if it didn't come from the individual. It said this was produced by such and such on this day at this time. All the way down to that level. So when students do cheat through the writing, now I can't control the test other than we'll have a camera on them when they're taking a test. For some of the institutions I work with, they put a camera on a student while they're taking the test. And so like they're in a Zoom meeting or something like that, all while they're taking a test. So it's watching what they do. But for those writing the paper, it will say whether that comes from another source or not. Also, with the technology that I use, it also lets me know if this is original content from that student based on their student's writing style throughout the quarter.
Wow. That is amazing. I mean, it's all caught up in everything else. It's like, who would have thought that?
I know. Technology is great for them too, because they can use various tools that they didn't have before. Like when I'm writing or talking back to a student, a lot of times I put on my dictaphone on my computer and Office 365, and I'm acting as I'm talking back to them. I put on my camera as well. So it's like I'm sitting there with them, like we're having this Zoom call, and they're able to get that plus the type back version of what I said.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it can be like speech to text, like from you over to the student.
Exactly. As well as video to the student.
Wow.
All
that is amazing.
I know. So it's gotten awesome. I don't think that a lot of people, though, know all the various tools they can use to make this happen.
And what do you see in the future later in 2021 and 2022 when it comes to online learning, like advances in technologies? Like what do you see coming up later in the year or into next year?
Well, it's one of the things that I'm recommending in my writing, and I recommended it in a program that I was trying to put together for Dallas Independent School District before the pandemic, because I had to find a way to reach so many students. And that is making the teacher more of the celebrity in the classroom. Yes. And using that with entertainment, which is part of the secret sauce, using that with entertainment that comes across in a way that educates the student at various times of the day, while it's entertaining them on a particular subject matter as well. So we're going to see a lot more of that happening, where the teacher becomes more of the prominent player and not what we go through now, where the teacher, I'll give you this one. I was in a restaurant the other day with my daughter and her boyfriend. And the waitress came up to me and she says, "Oh, thank you for being a teacher. You all just don't make that much money." So we're going to change that. We're going to change that, where the teacher, the subject matter expert, can make more money and be seen as the hero, like we used to see them as heroes back in the day.
Wow. Interesting. So be like online teachers can be the next social media superstars.
There you go.
Oh man, I'm so looking forward to it. I'll have to start doing a channel on that. So
hey, I mean, I see it. And if I have anything to do with it, I'm pretty pushy and convincing sometimes. If I have anything to do with it, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And rightfully so. I'll talk about some of your other books, also your involvement as well, too. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. Who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs, right? The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry at the same time? Whatever gift of grandma's recipes or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809. That's 646-798-0809. Or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. And don't forget to take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today, and check us out on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, over 30 podcast platforms. Check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com, and also on Amazon as well, too. T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more. You name it, we got it. And also check out the great books by Mia Molson-Zia, including Missing, Once, Wrinkles, and more great T-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, and a lot more. Makes great gifts. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mia Molson-Zia store. And also don't forget to donate to the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also Anchor FM/support and PayPal. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with Dr. Marilyn Carroll, the author of Diary of an Online Professor, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Also a college business professor for the past 11 years, and also a public speaker. And before we talk about some of your other books you had out before Diary of an Online Professor, you've also been active with the UWGA, the SMU Disruptive Leadership Board, and also the Georgia CASA or CASA. You can tell us about those. If there's other groups, you can also talk about as well.
Okay. United Way of Atlanta just spent 10 years volunteering with United Way's Women Leadership. And I just believe in giving back to the community. And with Disruptive Leadership, I had to write a book. I have a book called Disruptive Leadership because we started, SMU was starting a program in Disruptive Leadership 3 years ago, and we didn't have a book to use to work with the individuals. So from there, I wrote a book on disruptive leadership since I had some experience and knew all the leadership theories and processes and had been teaching business for all these years. Thought it was the thing to do. And then the other,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Georgia CASA. Georgia CASA is, I sit on the board of Georgia CASA. It's a organization that works with children who have been displaced from their home and don't have anyone to go through the court system with them. We provide volunteers for them as they're going through the court system and serve as that advocate for them.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is a very good thing to support as well, too, and to help people out in disruptive leadership. And maybe tell us about why you chose that title in your first book.
Oh, it was, I think it was.
I mean, second book. I'm sorry. Wherever it was, I've lost track of so many great books. I need some online learning.
I chose that disruptive leadership because I was talking about disruptive leadership. There is a term called disruptive leadership. And when you're talking about disruptive leadership, we were in the mode of disruption 2 to 3 years ago. We're still in disruption now. We're recommending a disruption with the book on Diary of an Online Professor and some of the information that I talk about in that book and towards the end. But disruptive leadership talks about the various leadership forms and when when disruptive leadership is in its best practice. We have a lot of disruptive leaders out there, but sometimes people don't know when to use that particular practice.
That's quite interesting. We'll have to check that out. And also your first book, you talked about the anecdotal poetry for career and personal success. And tell us about your first book. I mean, it had to be a labor of love, especially as your first book.
It was probably the worst book I wrote, but because I didn't really know poetry, but I was writing it from the heart. And so I wrote these poems. I think I wrote about 100 poems and listed them, and all of them are related to career matters. And I think the first poem I wrote was career, passion, or work. And a lot of people, I noticed yesterday in the space launch, they were talking about that as well. You got to find your passion sometimes, but before you find your passion, you got to work a job. And
oh yeah, that's a given.
Job, then you go to your career. It's a process. You don't just go right into it. There's usually things that you have to do. As passion is part of my writing process. And for me to get to this particular area, I had to go through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of times it just doesn't happen immediately. And so that's what I wanted people to know.
I was going to say, when you mentioned about poetry, the only thing I think of is like roses are red, violets are blue, and let's fill in a blank, and so can you.
No, I took it from a different approach. I figured if I could write the poem, I figured if I could write some poems, then that would open the door to me being more vivid and descriptive with my writing. And so actually, in a book after that was Professional Freedom, which talks about when you're being laid off.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Especially during these times. Yes.
Yeah. And when you're being laid off, I give you a prescription to how you go through that process, things you need to think about, your retirement plan, your investments, how you're going to live. You're going to have to do things differently. You can always downsize, in which we see a lot of people are downsizing now from their career, but they're choosing different things. So I'm one of those people. I take everything that I know. I have 6 degrees. Wow. And I take everything I know from those degrees and continue to use them from a critical thinking perspective. How can technology be blended in here? How can business be blended in here? How can decision science be blended in here? So how can education go in here? And how do we make the whole formula right?
Wow, that is amazing. I'm learning a lot from you. I have to start creating this when I get done with you. So it's so amazing. And of course, your last book, Me, I Love You. And tell us more about that one. I mean, that sounds like an interesting one.
Yes. Me, I Love You. I wrote it during a time when my daughter was coming out of high school, going into college. And I wanted her and her classmates and her friends to understand loving yourself first.
Oh, yes,
and
that's
once
important.
You can love yourself, then you can apply everything else. That no one is here by accident. We're all here because we have a purpose for being here. And finding that purpose and finding why God put us here and gave us the parents that he gave us is not your battle. It is your opportunity to take it and run with it and use it as you elevate yourself in the world.
I think that's a really good point too. Is it's like too many people are just sitting back waiting things to happen. So it's like, it's time for people to go out there and make it happen. I think there's a quote on that, and it's somewhere along those lines. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure it'll pop up later. And of course, finding your passion. We talk about that a lot. And not only you're an author, a professor, public speaker, but you're also a career counselor. And you can just talk about that. And how can people come to you for career advice?
They could come to me. I have a website called drmarilyncarroll.com. I've been doing career counseling as a really hobby for about 20 years, working with people. I started doing that just as part of the management process because I really didn't need that. I was really blessed when I worked in the world of banking and investment management. And so I was getting that money, but that's the way I put myself out there for others before. And then after I left the world of banking and finance, one of my legs of opportunity, income opportunity, according to my accountant, was, okay, let's do some coaching or something, doing too much free stuff. So I'll do some coaching, but it's only for selective people that I do the coaching for, that I pray about, and I see that this is a need. And so I'll take them on as a client.
And I think that's a very good idea too, especially during these times of people need some counseling. And where can we all find your books at, including your latest Diary of an Online Professor?
Diary of an Online Professor is going to be out on Amazon. It's approaching the next 2 weeks, so you'll be able to find that there. Probably by the time, we get through doing a couple other things. So it's already at the publisher, just waiting. Everything's been done. So it's just now going through the binding process. And all my other books can be found on Amazon as well.
That's amazing as well, too. And what's coming up for 2021 with Dr. Marilyn Carroll, we'll find out in just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor, The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Also brought to you by Picture This photo books, where remembering is a key ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. We'll be back with author and college business professor and public speaker, Dr. Marilyn Carroll, after this timeout. This edition of The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This photo books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This photo books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshazia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with author, college business professor, and public speaker, Dr. Marilyn Carroll here on Mike Wagner Show. We talked about Diary of an Online Professor, which we got some great information about. And for those especially going back to school in some way, her amazing books and her amazing career. And what else can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Dr. Marilyn?
2021. So a lot of things I did in the book from a technology perspective. My research partner and I are building a company that will use, and we are designing some of the processes I talked about and in technology form, so teachers will be able to use it and implement it. So that is going on. And I'm finishing up. When I told you I went through a spiritual boot camp, I do everything writing. I write out everything. I don't miss moments. And so from spiritual boot camp, that'll come out, and that's dedicated to all of us that's in the spiritual realm. And those daily inspirations, I just took those and put them into a booklet and said, you know what, this could be a nice booklet calendar journal for people.
That's amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. You got some great stuff, Dr. Marilyn. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
The biggest influencer in my career, I think, has been my mother. My mother, I know a lot of people say that, but my mother, she's a go-getter. She's always focused on, okay, here's how we do this. We're not worrying about all these other things. I just need you to focus on what's in front of you, get that done, and then we can go to the next thing. But never think that you can't do anything. And so from early on in my life, she's always shared that with me. You can do anything.
And that's very fantastic advice. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
My best advice to give to anyone is believe in yourself. You can make anything happen, and all of us have a talent and various skills and a uniqueness about us that we can take and help someone else. And
that's very important as well, too. Once again, author Dr. Marilyn Carroll of Diary and Online Professor here on the Mike Wagner Show. Dr. Marilyn, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your books?
You can check out my books on Amazon. Just put my name in and you'll find me there. I'm on LinkedIn. I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. I write articles on LinkedIn around career and leadership. You can purchase, again, those books on Amazon. My website is drmarilyncarroll.com. Dr. DrMarilynCarroll.com.
That is fantastic. We'll remember that. Once again, Dr. Marilyn, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing and inspiring. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back in 2021 and beyond. And don't forget to keep in touch. You've been absolutely terrific.
Thanks, Mike. I've enjoyed it.
Picture this photo books, where remembering is the key ingredient. Preserving memories, keeping the memories of your loved ones alive as they reach in and touch your heart. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whether it's a gift of past holidays, grandma's recipes, long ago moments, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809. Once again, that's 646-798-0809. Or visit picturethisphotobooks.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.